equipotential surfaces and their properties. Equipotential, the name suggests equi, that means equal, and potential. So the surface on which the potential is always same, that any surface that has same electric potential at every point on it is called an equipotential surface. So there are some properties of equipotential surface. Okay, first property, no work is done in moving a test charge over an equipotential surface. So we can prove this point. Now consider an equipotential surface. There are 2 points A and B on this surface, and E, this is the direction of electric field, and we have to move a charge from point A to B. So the work done, WAB, to move a charge from A to B is given by Q naught into potential difference, where Q naught is the test charge. Now since VB is equal to VA, because this is an equipotential surface, so the potential on A will be equal to potential on B. So VB equal to VA. So the difference VB minus VA is equal to 0. Therefore the work done is equal to 0. The next property, second property, is electric field is always normal to the equipotential surface at any point. Now consider that we can also prove this point. Consider there is an equipotential surface and the electric field is not normal to the that equipotential surface. So there are two components of electric field, that is along the equipotential surface and normal to the equipotential surface. So that it has component EX along the equipotential surface. Now in order to move a test charge Q naught against this component EX, because there is an component of electric field along the equipotential surface. So if we want to move a charge on this equipotential surface, so we have to do some work done against this electric field EX. So which is in contradiction to the first property, because first property says that there is no work done in moving a charge. But if we consider that electric field is not normal to the equipotential surface, so there is a work done. So these 2 points are contradict to each other. So we can say that there is no component along the equipotential surface, there is only component along the that normal to the surface, that is EY. So that electric field is always normal to the equipotential surface at every point. The third property, equipotential surfaces are closer together in the regions of strong field and farther apart in the regions of weak field. You can also prove this. Now from the formula of E and potential gradient, we have E is equal to negative of potential gradient, that is minus dV by dr. So dr is equal to minus dV by E. Now this dV, this is constant, this is the potential difference dV, and we know that on equipotential surface dV is equal to constant. So dr is proportional to 1 by E. More the electric field, less will be the difference between the 2 points. So the spacing between equipotential surfaces will be smaller in the region where the electric field is stronger and vice versa. Okay, next property, fourth property, two equipotential surfaces never intersect each other. Now consider that there are two equipotential surfaces A and B, and they are crossing each other at point P. So at point P there will be two values of electric potential, one along this because of this surface VA and the other because of this surface B, so which is not possible. So therefore two equipotential surfaces never intersect each other. Okay, now we'll draw the equipotential surfaces of various charge systems. Okay, first is an isolated point charge. It may be positive charge or maybe negative charge. So first we'll see the equipotential surfaces of positive charge. So these lines are the electric field lines which is radially outward, Now from the property of equipotential surface, we know that equipotential surface is always normal to the field lines, or we can say in other words that electric field is always normal to the equipotential surfaces. So if we draw the normal to all these field lines, we have a circle. So these are the equipotential surfaces are concentric circles. Similarly, for negative charge, the difference between positive and negative charge is only the direction of field lines. Here the field lines are radially outwards and here the field lines are radially inwards. Second charge system is uniform electric field. Now consider there is a uniform electric field. Now if we draw a surface perpendicular to these lines, so these surfaces are equipotential surfaces. Now third is an electric dipole. Plus charge and minus charge, an electric dipole. So these are the field lines of electric dipole from positive to negative. So we know that the electric field or electric field intensity is stronger in these regions between the positive and negative charge, because there is a force of attraction between two charges. So electric field intensity is stronger here. So when the electric field is stronger, so from the property of these equipotential surfaces, we know that if the electric field is stronger, then these equipotential surfaces are closer to each other. So in between these regions, in the region between the positive and negative charge, between these two charges, the equipotential surfaces are closer to each other, and when we go far apart from this region, this middle region, so equipotential surfaces are farther from each other. Next is two equal positive charges. Now there is a force of repulsion between the two positive charges, so electric field lines are far apart from each other between the region between these two charges. So equipotential surfaces are far apart in this region and are closer to each other in this region.